Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar built one of the most powerful criminal empires in modern history. In the 1980s, his estimated net worth reached around $30 billion, placing him among the richest individuals on the planet at the time. Through the Medellin cartel, he controlled a massive share of the global cocaine market, moving enormous quantities into the United States and Europe. The volume of cash generated was so extreme that storage itself became a logistical crisis. He reportedly spent thousands of dollars every month just on rubber bands to bundle stacks of currency. Large amounts of money were lost to water damage, decay, and even rats. While hiding from authorities, he is said to have burned roughly $2 million in cash to keep his daughter warm. Despite the appearance of limitless wealth and power, his empire collapsed after years of violence and pursuit, ending with his death in 1993. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman became a central figure in the Sinaloa cartel and built one of the most influential trafficking networks of the modern era. His estimated wealth ranged between $1 and $3 billion. Operating within a sophisticated structure of smuggling routes, bribery networks, and enforcement groups, he expanded distribution across continents. His most astonishing moment came when he escaped from a maximum security prison through a 1.5-kilometer tunnel dug beneath his shower. The tunnel included lighting, ventilation systems, reinforced walls, and even a motorcycle mounted on rails to accelerate his escape. The scale of coordination required reflected the depth of corruption and resources available to him. After years on the run and multiple arrests, he was extradited to the United States and sentenced to life in prison. Amado Carrillo Fuentes. Amado Carrillo Fuentes transformed drug transportation logistics and earned the nickname the Lord of the Skies because of his fleet of private jets used to transport cocaine internationally. His wealth was estimated at approximately $25 billion, driven largely by his control of aerial smuggling routes. By expanding beyond traditional land corridors, he dramatically increased both speed and volume of shipments. His downfall did not come through a police raid or armed confrontation, but during plastic surgery intended to alter his appearance and evade capture. The procedure ended in his death, abruptly closing one of the most financially successful trafficking operations of its time. Carlos Lleida. Carlos Lleida played a major role in building the air bridge that connected Colombian suppliers to U.S. markets. He purchased Norman's Cay in the Bahamas and converted the island into a central cocaine transit hub, giving his organization geographic control over a crucial route. His estimated wealth reached into the billions. Lleida also attempted to establish political influence, blending extremist ideology with narcotics financing. For a period, his activities were carried out with striking boldness. Eventually, he was captured, extradited, and sentenced, marking the end of his island-based operation. Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco emerged as a dominant figure in the cocaine trade that expanded into the United States during the 1970s and 1980s. With an estimated wealth near $2 billion, she built extensive distribution networks and became associated with the intense violence of the Miami drug wars. Her organizational structure relied on aggressive enforcement and calculated expansion. Even while incarcerated, she maintained influence through external contacts. Her career demonstrated that leadership within trafficking empires was defined by strategy and control rather than public image. She was later killed in Colombia, ending a career marked by notoriety and conflict. Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas constructed a heroin distribution network in the United States during the late 1960s and early 1970s. His wealth reached into the hundreds of millions of dollars. He claimed to have sourced heroin directly from Southeast Asia and to have smuggled it inside military coffins during the Vietnam War, though some elements of this account remain debated. By cutting out intermediaries, he increased profits and expanded rapidly. His organization ultimately collapsed under law enforcement pressure and internal weaknesses, and his story later entered popular culture through the film American Gangster. Ismael Zambada Garcia. Ismael El Mayo Zambada Garcia operated for decades as a senior leader within the Sinaloa cartel and accumulated an estimated fortune of around $3 billion. Unlike more publicly visible cartel figures, he relied on discretion, limiting media exposure and avoiding digital communication whenever possible. His approach emphasized longevity and operational secrecy rather than spectacle. By maintaining a low profile and constantly adjusting locations and alliances, he extended his influence across decades while many contemporaries were captured. Hunza Kunsa controlled significant portions of the heroin trade within the Golden Triangle region of Southeast Asia. His wealth reached into the billions, supported by a private army thousands strong. Unlike others who operated covertly, Kunsa occasionally engaged openly with media and political actors. At one point, he publicly offered to sell his entire opium production to the United States government, claiming it would eliminate the global drug problem if purchased and destroyed. His operations blended insurgency, territorial control, and narcotics distribution, creating a quasi-state structure within remote regions. Eventually, political agreements and shifting power structures ended his dominance, dissolving one of the most militarized drug empires of its era.